Apostrophe CMS onboarding series. Code overview. In this tutorial, we'll initialize our project with the Apostrophe Command Line Interface or CLI tool. After creating our project, we'll delve into its organization, focusing on the fundamental modules and files that comprise the essential starter kit project. We'll also touch on the concept of module inheritance, critical for developing with Apostrophe. Lastly, we'll explore the application of nested module subders as an optional approach to reorganizing our project. While you will be creating this project locally using the CLI tool, you can also clone the GitHub repo noted in the comments below and check out branch sec2-1b. We're going to assume that you have already set your development environment up and installed the CLI tool. To create a new project, simply open your terminal. Remember, for Windows, to open the terminal in WSL. Navigate to the location where you want to install your project and then issue the command apos create onboarding project. You can use any name you want. The command is shown here with the optional starter flag. By default, the command will use the Starter Kit Essentials repository as a template. The starter flag can be used to select another template like the e-commerce starter kit. You can see our website linked in the comments below for all the starter kits that are available. Once your project is created, you can change into the directory to examine the overall organization of the code. At the root level of your project is the app.js file. This file is used to register any modules that are being used in the project. It can also be used to initialize other services that should be started when the project spins up, for example, site telemetry. At the top of the file, there is a short name property. This determines the database name that will be used, and it should be unique within a MongoDB instance to avoid overwriting another project's content. If you use our CLI, the short name is automatically set to the name you pass as an argument to the apos create command. If you elect to clone a project from a repo, you will need to change this manually. At the root of your project is the Views folder. This folder contains the main page layout file, layout.html, that you extend within your other page modules. We will get into the details of this in the Creating Pages tutorial. This folder can also be used for project-wide template fragments. We will be using fragments to construct both the header and footer sections of our page. The module folder is where you will add all of your project-specific modules. Within the modules folder, there are 3 additional folders in the Essentials project. The topmost of these is the @apostrophe CMS folder. Any modules in this folder will implicitly improve the core apostrophe module of the same name. Any module which then extends that core module will also have access to these improvements. We will come back to improve and extend later in this tutorial. Drilling down in the @apostrophe CMS folder, we can see that there are 4 modules. Again, these will improve the core modules with these same names. We will cover the homepage and page module folders in the Creating Pages tutorial. In the Express folder, you should now set the session secret to a unique random string. This is required by Express.js to sign the session ID cookie. In later tutorials in this series, we will touch on other project folders, but these are the critical ones for the moment. Let's switch and talk about another type of code organization and touch on module basics. In Apostrophe, each module is responsible for providing one feature, such as a type of widget, a type of customized page, or a service. All the modules use the same API. This means that they all have access to a number of core features. Module inheritance is an important concept in Apostrophe. Most of the modules in your project will extend a core Apostrophe module. For example, a module to create a new piece type will extend the @apostrophe CMS/piece type module from the Apostrophe package in the Node Modules folder. Your custom piece module creates a new instance of the core module with a different name, inheriting all the methods and tasks of the original. You might also have modules in your project that improve the core modules. These modules are created in the @apostrophe CMS or at apostrophe CMS pro folders within the project level modules folder. Unlike extending a module, when you improve another module, you are not creating a module with a new name, but rather adding some functionality to the original. Any module that then extends the original will also have access to any improvements from the custom module. This is commonly used for setting project wide options for core modules. It is important to note that only modules installed in your project as packages, either through symlinking, a local repo, or installing from a package repository, can be improved. From within your project, you can see what modules are part of core by navigating to the node modules slash apostrophe slash modules slash add apostrophe CMS folder. Note, there is a node modules slash add apostrophe CMS folder or a node modules slash add apostrophe CMS pro folder. This is used for additional extensions added from your package manager, not for the core modules. As a rule, you should not directly alter any code in the node modules folder. This will potentially be overwritten when updating the packages in your project. The CLI tool provides an easy way to make piece, widget, and generic modules for your project. The add command takes the type of module to be created, piece, widget, or module, and a name for the module. For a widget module, it will automatically add the correct ending. So for this example, it would create a folder named rating widget. When adding a widget, you can also pass the optional dash dash player flag. This will create the folder and file structure for adding browser side JavaScript to your widget that we will talk about in the Creating Widgets tutorial. When creating a piece, you can also pass an optional flag of dash dash page. This will set up the folder and files for your views that we'll be talking about in the Creating Pieces tutorial. The CLI tool does not alter the app.js or modules add apostrophe CMS page index.js files. So you will also have to add your new module to the app.js, and if pages were also created, you also need to add those to the modules add apostrophe CMS page index.js types array. Let's look at some common ways that the individual module folders are organized. Each of these will have a core index.js file. If the module has any associated HTML markup, this will be typically added to a views folder. Depending on the type of module, the templates will have different names. Component templates are also typically placed into this folder. As we will discuss, you can add translation strings at the per module level. These translations will be added to an I18N folder in the module. Modules can contribute custom admin UI components. These typically go into a UI/apos/apps folder. Finally, modules can have a UI/source folder to add client-side styling and JavaScript. Obviously, you can add additional folders for code organization inside of your module folders, but these are the most common ones that Apostrophe recognizes during the build process. When projects have dozens of modules, the modules folder can begin to appear cluttered. It can be difficult to locate a particular module in such a long list. Similarly, since every module must at least be activated in app.js, that file can begin to feel cluttered as well. In this situation, developers often wish for a way to group their modules into subdirectories, as well as a way to break up app.js into multiple files for readability. Apostrophe offers the nested module subdirs option as a solution to both problems. To use this, you set nested module subdirs to true in the project app.js file and add the folder name that will hold all of the selected modules of a particular type. Then within that folder, in addition to those modules, you need a modules.js file that registers all of the modules being added into the folder. In this tutorial, you learned a little bit more about the basics of Apostrophe code organization. We will apply this knowledge throughout the rest of this tutorial series. Next up, we'll begin constructing our review site homepage. If you have any questions about this tutorial or want more help starting your Apostrophe CMS project, please join our vibrant community in Discord. You can join right now by following the link in the comments. We hope that you will continue along with our tutorial series and subscribe to the other great videos in our channel.